We're talking about the phone call. So how to get people excited that apply to your job, whether it be through a newspaper ad or a newspaper ad or internet ad. How to get people excited about it. Do you have something that's not permanent? That's a normal. Okay. So first off is preparation. Cool. What do I mean about preparation? The more information that I know about the candidate that I'm going to call, the better off I'm going to be, and the more I can make it personalized to them, the higher my retention is going to be. So if I have a resume in front of me, that's ideal. Or perhaps something about their resume that was interesting, or something that when I read through it, I thought, okay, that's pretty cool, I should mention that. Some kind of topic of conversation that we can bring up. We'll have a call list ready to go. So Milan, when we get in the office, first thing we do is we get a call list ready to go with the administrator, and we're prepared to make phone calls all day long. Like I said, along with the administrator. One thing that Justin was talking about when being in his office as an assistant manager, that the assistant managers made as many phone calls as the administrator did, and that was totally true. So I remember being in his office in Bass Street, and we'd have interviews all day long, slam, 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 slam. And the idea was that in between interviews, you would try to make 2 or 3 phone calls from the call list, so that you do an interview, boom, slam in a few more prelims for the next day, then do another interview, then boom, pick up the phone, slam in a few more interviews for the next day. And if you were in his office as an assistant manager, you were expected to schedule in 10, 15, or 20 people, depending upon the market, yourself for the next day, in addition to what the administrator did, in addition to what anybody else did. So this is a part of the business that I'm going to be incredible at. If I'm ever going to be able to train an administrator, I've got to be as good at this as anybody is. The same way that when I was in the field, if I'm going to train someone to ring the bell, I have to be able to ring the bell. This is logical? Yes? Okay. All right, so I want to have the resume in front of me. I've got a call list in front of me. I want to smile. Even though I'm on the phone, people can tell. It's weird, but they can. And the whole point is the same 3 things that made me great in the field are going to make me great here. And my attitude is going to be super, super important. And not just like my hyper or my smiling, but I want to sound not like a call center. I want to sound not like a robot. I want to sound not like I've just made 50 of these calls. I want to sound like somebody who has maybe only ever made a few of these calls, and the boss just came by and said, hey, can you call a couple of these people? Cool? So here's the pitch. First, hi. Hi. I'm smiling. Hi, can I speak with whoever, please? Okay? I just use their first name to make it sound more personal. I asked for the correct person to speak to before I introduce myself. The reason I do that is because if anyone's ever gotten a call from a telemarketer, anybody? Telemarketer? And what do you do normally? You hang out real fast, right? Well, telemarketers typically introduce themselves first before they ask for somebody. So I don't want to get hung up on. So telemarketers will usually call and say, "Hi, this is Johnny calling from yada 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 yada. Can I speak with whoever?" I want to sound the opposite of that. So I'm almost sounding like a friend or someone a little bit more personal. Hi, can I speak with Josh, please? And Josh says, "Yes." This is Josh. Okay, fantastic. Hi, Josh. My name is Christoph. I'm calling from the Avant-Garde. You actually applied for a position with us. Again, the more specific, the better. So you applied for a marketing assistant position with us on InfoJobs. Followed by a question. How are you doing today? So we'll break it down into parts, and I just want you to understand why I say each part the way that I say it. So the point of this is I'm establishing control in a conversation. I'm reminding them why I'm calling, and I'm immediately establishing a relationship where I'm the person that has the great opportunity. I'm the person that has done the job that you wanted, reminding them that you are the person that called me. You're the person that applied for the job. Does this make sense? So automatically, it's not a pitch. We're reminding them and kind of creating this level where here we are, we have what you want, and here you are, and this is going to help me control the conversation. Follow that by a question. How are you doing today? So, hi, can I speak to Josh? Hi, Josh. My name is Christoph. I'm calling from the Avant-Garde. You actually applied for a marketing assistant position with us yesterday on InfoJobs. How are you doing today? I'm doing great. Listen, I just had a couple of questions about your application. Okay, now I call these control questions. I want to have at least 2 of them. The point is to raise enough impulse. I don't want to give away the job too quickly, and I don't want to give away an interview too quickly, and I also need to see if they qualify before I'm going to actually schedule them in. So the same way we're talking about days of O, like I'd say the most common mistake that people make on a preliminary phone call is initially they say, oh, great, it's Madalena, awesome, well listen, you've got an interview, we select you. Well, if I go ahead and give her everything that she's asked for, now we go into this almost bargaining relationship where it's like, okay, cool, well, I got the interview, well, I want to come in on this day, well, no, we really need you on this day, and I don't have as much power, I don't have as much control as I want in the conversation. So I'm still qualifying her to make sure that she qualifies first off, and also to build a great hire with the conversation. So what kind of questions do I ask here? They could be any questions, but ideally you want to have questions that are going to disqualify people depending on what you're looking for. So I usually ask, are you working at the moment? Right? If they say no, I say, oh, okay, so I assume you'd be available to go as soon as possible like all the other candidates? Okay, right now if I establish that they're not working, it's going to be very difficult for them to later on tell me that they have something to do tomorrow. It's clear that they don't. I'll ask a question about maybe are they looking for full-time work or part-time work? I'll ask a question if I get a lot of these problems where I'm in a small town or I'm recruiting in towns that are away from me. I'll ask about the location. We're located just outside of Milan in Corsica. Is that a reasonable commute for you? Can you make that? So location. So if they say, oh no, I'm only looking for part-time work. I'm only looking for an hour a week. Oh, okay. Well, this probably isn't going to work out. Thanks so much for your time, and I can disqualify that person. Does this make sense? Or they say, oh, I'm working, 16 hours a day, 7 days a week on an oil rig for the next 3 months. Okay, well, probably we need to call you back in 3 months, right? And we want to have something that can disqualify. So they're going to answer all those questions. Yes, 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 yes. From there, I say, in that case, I have some good news for you. Why would I say I have some good news for you? Why would I frame it that way? Huh? Yeah, because it is good news, right? It's really fucking good news, right? You get your job done. 2 is that this is power of suggestion, right? So the way that they're going to think about the interview, the way that they're going to think about the company, it's all dependent upon how I promote the company and how I explain the company. So if I tell them that I have good news, then that's automatically going to be good news. Does that make sense? I tell them that the day of O is super, super exciting, automatically they're going to expect it to be super exciting. So I've got some great news for you. In that case, the management team had a chance to look over your application, and you have been selected for a preliminary interview for tomorrow. Congratulations. So, management team looked at your application. They have selected you for a preliminary interview for tomorrow. All right, this is the second most common mistake that I see people make. If I say, congratulations, Helen, the management team looked at your application, and you've been selected for a preliminary interview. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Great, can you come in tomorrow? Oh, fuck, right? So now I've given her the interview. Well, now we have this negotiation of when is it going to be. So what I do instead is I don't give her an interview. I give her an interview for tomorrow. Does that make sense? So now she's going to object to that. Well, I don't know if I still have the interview for you. Do we follow here?
Yeah.
Make sense? So you've been selected for a preliminary interview for tomorrow. Congratulations. All right, so now we get to go to scheduling times. So tomorrow, congratulations. I pause. impulse factor is this? I've got all the other candidates coming in tomorrow. And then I'll give some times between 2 o'clock and 8 o'clock. What's better for you, early afternoon or late afternoon? So I'm giving them a choice, but either choice that they make, I'm excited about it, right? So like when we're selling a product, did you want the 5-pack or did you want the 3-pack? Whatever they say, I'm still winning, right? So all the other candidates coming tomorrow between 2 and 8. Did you want something earlier afternoon or later afternoon? Well, early afternoon. I say, okay, well let me check my schedule. Let's see what we got. All right, now what I'd like to do here is pause and try to have a conversation. Cool? So say if you just give me a couple seconds, I'm going to look that up on my computer and see if we have that open. Now I go to a conversation. How's your day been going today anyways? What have you been up to? Got any plans for Halloween, Christmas, the weekend? Did you see the game last night? This is also a point where I can bring up the resume. I can say, oh, I saw that you studied Kung Fu on your resume. That must have been pretty exciting, huh? Okay, you're not going to get any fights. Right? So I want to have a little banter, just something to remember, for them to remember me by. And I also want to make it look clear that, like, I fucking love my job. Like, this is so fun for me. Like, to work here, if you're talking to me and I'm this excited and I'm this motivated and I'm this friendly, like, that, what you're going to remember from walking away from that is, holy shit, this is awesome. Like, that person on the phone loved their job so much, I want to feel that way about my job, right? So I pause, and then I get a time and say, okay, cool, I've got a 2 o'clock open. I've also got a 2:30. What works better, 2:30? Okay, fantastic. Now, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask them to do something for me. So how many interviews do you think that we've lost? No. How many interviews do you think that we've lost because people couldn't find us? Or didn't get the email? Yeah? Or something screwed up with their computer? Or something like that. Okay, I want to prevent any of this from happening. Or maybe they had our number but they ran out of credit. So they couldn't call us back, right? So I'm going to say, okay, I've got 2:30 open. Can you just grab a pen and a paper for me? I need to give you some information. I'm not going to tell them what information it is, because then they'll say, oh, just send me an email, right? So just grab me a pen and paper. I need to give you some information. The other reason I do this is because I don't know what situation that I called the person in, or where they are, or what they were doing when I called them. So if they're anything like me, when I was unemployed, if they gave me a call at 2 o'clock, like, I was probably asleep, right? So if I just call a dude and I woke him up, it's probably pretty easy for me to have a 30-second conversation and him forget all about it, right? So I want him to have some kind of vested interest in this conversation. So if he has to get up from wherever he's at, run all the way across his house, frantically look for a pen and a paper, something to write down with, like, he's invested some kind of time or some kind of energy into that, and so he's probably going to be more likely to want to follow through. When they get the piece of paper, I give them our office address. I give them my name. I give them any kind of specific directions about the address. So, okay, we're on Viale Italia, number 12. Do you know where the donut shop is? Next to the police station? Yeah, we're 2 doors up from that. You just walk in the corridor or on the 2nd floor. Give them something specific about the building so that they can get there. And then I want to give them our phone number. If you have any questions at all, give me a shout. What you'll need to bring with you tomorrow, if it's professional dress, bring a hard copy of your CV with you. I'm going to also send you an email that has all this information on it just in case. But any problems arise or you run a little early or a little late, please feel free to give me a call, okay? All right, Helen, I've got you down for 2:30. I can't wait to meet you in person. See ya. Cool? Questions? You want to do the whole thing? Yeah. All right. I'm going to call Helen. Ready? Helen, are you ready?
I'm ready.
You're about to do the job. It's going to be exciting. All right. Hi, can I speak with Helen, please?
Hello, yep, it's Helen.
Hi, Helen. My name's Christoph. I'm calling from the Avant-Garde. You actually applied for a marketing and advertising position with us yesterday on InfoJobs. How are you doing today?
I'm very good, and yourself?
I'm doing fantastic, actually. Thanks for asking. Listen, I meant to call you. We just have a couple of questions about your application. Do you have a second?
Yep.
Okay, fantastic. Are you still working at the moment at the theater?
No, I'm not.
Okay, you're not working there. Okay, so you'd be available to start ASAP?
Yep, ASAP.
Okay, fantastic. And we're located just outside of Milan. Is that a reasonable commute for you?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so you can make it there?
I could, yes.
Okay, fantastic. And were you looking for full-time work or part-time work?
Full-time.
Full-time?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Helen, in that case, I've got some great news for you. The management team here did have a chance to review your application, and they have selected you for a preliminary interview for tomorrow. So congratulations.
Wow, thank you.
I know, it's fantastic. Now listen, I've got all the other candidates. We're also coming in tomorrow anywhere between 2 o'clock in the afternoon and 8 p.m. What works better for you, early afternoon or evening?
Early afternoon.
Early afternoon, so something like 2:30, 3 o'clock, something like that?
Yeah, 2:30.
Okay, cool. All right, well, let me just load that up and see if we got that spot open. Give me just a minute. How's your day going anyway?
Yeah, it's going great.
Going good? Did you see the football match last night?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? It was incredible. You a football fan much at all?
No, I wouldn't be football.
No, not at all? I'm sorry to hear that. Well, cool. All right, I've got 2:30 open, Helen? That still works for you, yeah?
It does, yes.
Okay, fantastic. Hey, could you do me a favor real quick and just grab a pen and a notepad? I need to give you some information.
Yep. Got it.
You got it?
Got it.
Oh, that was quick.
I know.
All right. My name is Christoph.
Christoph.
Cool. I'll be here tomorrow to greet you. Our office address is Viale Italia, number 12.
Yep.
It's right outside of Corsico. If you just look for the donut shop, it's pretty famous. We're in between the donut shop and a little pizza bar called Cafe. Cool? If you walk right in there, we're on the 2nd floor. Really easy to find. There's signs everywhere that say the avant garde. Cool?
Yep.
Our website, if you want to check it out, is www. Yeah? My phone number is Cool? So I've got you down for 2:30. It's professional dress tomorrow.
Yep.
If you could, just bring a hard copy of your CV in with you. And hey, I look forward to putting a face with the name.
Thank you very much.
See you tomorrow at 2:30.
See you later.
Juice?
Juice.
All right, any questions?
Yeah, I got a question, Christoph.
Go.
In the first interview, you asked the person about the full-time or part-time.
Yes.
Here, too?
Yes.
And it's the
Sure.
same question?
These can be any questions. I want to ask full-time, part-time here because if they're like really, 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 really part-time, maybe I don't want to interview. Does that make sense? If they're looking for something for like 2 hours a week, then that probably won't work. Or if they can only work from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. in the morning, then that probably won't work either, and I need to disqualify them. Does that make sense? I want to ask again on the prelim. I'm going to ask them all the time about their availability because I want to constantly have them reaffirm to me that they're available to start as soon as possible. Make sense? Yep. Any other questions?
When they ask you, like for instance, when you're building relationship, when they ask you, but what is it about? What's the job? Because
Okay. So if they ask about the job, good question. I'll usually refer them back to the ad that they applied for because I want to kind of make it seem like you should know a little bit more about the job because you're the one that applied for the job, so it's kind of a silly question, but I want to do that without being rude, right? So it's like, oh, okay, well, do you remember the ad that you applied for? It said marketing assistant?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then whatever the question is, what's the job description? What's it for? What am I doing? I give them the same line every time. I say we're an outsourced marketing advertising company. I know that they work with hotels, restaurants, golf courses, sports teams, energy companies. They have a couple different roles open right now, but I know primarily what they're interviewing for is someone who could come in and cross-train in a number of different departments. Sales, administration, back office, PR, HR, marketing. And there is long-term potential for growth. Are you looking for something with growth? Right? So again, just like in the field, they give me an objection, I overturn the objection, and then I follow up with a question that they have to say yes to. Right? So are you looking for growth? Well, yeah, of course. Okay, fantastic. Well, I've got 2:30 open. Does that make sense?
yes.
What else?
What do you do if they say, can you tell me a little bit more about the role or like?
Oh, sure, fantastic. We're an outsourced advertising and marketing company. We work with hotels, restaurants, golf courses, sports teams.
Oh, like this,
Yeah,
yeah.
I use this exactly the same. Yeah. If they ask about pay, I say I know that process is negotiable. The ad that you applied for was posted at whatever 400 to 600 a week. That'd be a great question that you can ask the manager about tomorrow. I'm sure he'd like to sit down with you and discuss that person.
What happens if after you say about the role, they
like I said, I know they have a couple positions open. Ideally, they're looking for a person who could come in and cross-train in several different departments. So they'd be trained in a number of roles. They started out with sales, then in teaching and training, developing a team. From there, covering back office responsibilities, and I basically just go through my back office responsibilities, human resources, public relations, eventually dealing more with the client side of things with market strategy and market design. Long term, there's potential to move into a management role. Are you looking for something with progress? Because that is like that job description. You know what I mean?
You always ask the question, answer that. You always ask the question, answer
Yeah, always ask a question after I overturn anything, because then they have to respond to that question, and it gives me control of the conversation.
When you walk in yourself, what roles adopt? When you yourself, manager, yourself, or
Do I say who I am?
yeah.
No. I'm Christoph calling from the avant-garde. I'm Christoph calling from Junior Marketing Solutions. So I'm Christoph. I'm just Christoph. I'm the office junior. I'm just the dude running around. I'm like the admin. I'm whoever. What's that? Yeah, I mean, I don't ever have a need. I don't ever see the advantage of like in any part of whether it be the first round or the phone call, like saying like I'm the CEO or what. I don't see the advantage. I think some people will look at that and say, that's kind of weird, or I'm skeptical about it, or other people will look at it and say, wow, that guy's kind of a dick. You know what I mean? Like, hey, is Josh there? Hey, Josh, my name's Christoph. I'm the CEO of this company. I just saw your application. Do you know what I mean? It's like, who is this guy? Right? And if I sound young, which most of us are, then it's kind of weird to have a young CEO. It might be something that people don't understand yet until they understand our business model. Anything else? No? All right, cool. Listen, our next speaker is